Hey, que la que hay, mi gente? It's Rocky here from SpeakSpanishFaster.com, and in today's video, I'm going to help you with time markers in Spanish. Now, time markers are essential for communicating and expressing yourself, and that's because they're responsible for anchoring the actions of a sentence to specific verb tenses. In other words, they're going to help you know the moment in which something happens, has happened, or will happen. Now, I always get a lot of questions on this channel about sentence structure in Spanish, and mastering when and how to use time markers will help anyone that is struggling with sentence structure, and that's because they are essential in storytelling. And many of the conversations that we have daily with each other are really just a bunch of stories tied together. I mean, think about the last conversation you had with a friend or a family member. But please know that many Spanish time markers exist. So I'm not going to be covering every single one today. And also know that these time markers can sometimes be complex because not only can they indicate a past, present, or future action, but some of them, depending on the context, can be used to refer to more than one tense. But don't worry, because today I'm going to show you some of the most common time markers that you really need so that you can recognize and use them whenever you need to. So I have put together a little presentation for you. Let me share my computer screen with you so you can see it. Okay, so let's start with time markers of different past tenses. Okay, so the first few examples, the first three examples, we're going to be looking at time markers of the present perfect. Now, don't worry about all that vocabulary mumbo jumbo. Basically, all you need to know is that these time markers that I will be referring to in the next three examples will be used to communicate past actions that continue to have effects or implications in the present. Now, for every example I show you on this presentation, I will put the time markers in bold text. So those will be the specific time markers I am referring to. So for example, in this first slide right here, we have esta mañana. Esta mañana is the time marker. So esta mañana me he quedado dormido por lo que llegué tarde al trabajo. This morning I overslept, so I was late for work. Ya hemos comprado todo lo que necesitamos para la fiesta de mañana. We have already bought everything we need for tomorrow's party. So ya here means already. Todavía no has estudiado para el examen de mañana. You still haven't studied for tomorrow's test. So note that todavía means still, and no has estudiado is haven't studied. But the specific time marker that we are focusing on here is todavía or even todavía no, because we're saying still not have done something. Okay, so in this phrase right here, or this little segment, you will see haber used a lot after todavía no. So todavía no has estudiado is the example we use here. Now, in the next three examples, we are going to be sticking to the past tense, but now we are going to be focused more on the imperfect past tense. And I kind of talked about this. Well, I didn't kind of, I actually did speak on this a few videos ago when I did the video era versus fue. So if you didn't see that video, definitely check out that video. But basically, these time markers are going to be used to refer to actions that happened in an indefinite time in the past. So, for example, cuando era joven, el mundo parecía más grande. When I was young, or when I was younger, the world seemed bigger. Siempre iba caminando al colegio. He always walked to school. Cada vez que podía, visitaba a mis abuelos. Whenever I could, I visited my grandparents. All right, now the next time markers that we cover, we're still in the past. I also addressed this in the era versus fue video. And this is used to refer to actions that happened at a certain and defined time in the past. So this is the complete opposite of the last three examples that I just showed you. So this is a defined time, and the other ones were an indefinite time. All right. So, anoche vino mi madre a cenar a mi casa. Last night, my mother came to dinner at my house. El sábado por la noche me fui de fiesta con mis compañeros del trabajo. On Saturday night, I went to a party with my coworkers. Now, I would say the main thing you want to remember here is that even though the whole el sábado por la noche is bolded here, you don't always have to use el sábado. Sábado just means Saturday. So you could say el domingo por la noche, el lunes por la noche. Basically, the important part here is por la noche, which means basically at night. De repente comprendí que me había equivocado. Era martes, no domingo. Suddenly, I realized that I made a mistake. It was Tuesday, not Sunday. So, de repente means suddenly. Okay, so the next time markers that we cover are of the past perfect, which are used to talk about past actions that happened before other past actions. So that is to say, something that happened before something else, which also happened in the past. Ya estaba cansado antes de que termine el primer tiempo del partido. He was already tired before the end of the first half of the match. Había tirado mis apuntes a la basura la semana pasada. I had thrown my notes in the trash last week. La semana pasada here is the time marker. Él había cerrado la puerta de su casa antes de salir. He had locked the door to his house before leaving. All right, now the next time marker that we cover, or the next few examples, we're now moving into the present, which of course refer to actions that are happening presently, okay, or are very close to happening. So, hoy, today, hoy me siento mucho mejor. Today, I feel much better. Ahora mismo estoy ocupado. Puedo llamarte más tarde. I am busy right now. I can call you later. So, ahora mismo means right now. Esta semana estoy haciendo ejercicio todos los días. So, this week, I am exercising every day. So, esta semana is the important time marker here, this week. So, the next few time markers that we cover are going to be of the simple future. These are basically used to refer to actions that are going to happen, obviously, in the future. So, el año próximo, me iré de casa de mis padres. So, next year. But the really important time marker here is próximo, because you could say el día próximo, and that would be the next day. So the main time marker here is próximo. Nos vemos mañana. So that's pretty easy. Mañana, tomorrow. El viernes que viene sale un episodio nuevo de mi serie preferida. So el viernes que viene. Now again, kind of how I showed you in the last example where sábado wasn't the main thing there. Here, que viene is really the important time marker. So el viernes is just the day, next Friday, or Friday that comes. So that's what que viene really means, to come. So el viernes que viene is Friday that comes, or next Friday. But you could say el martes que viene, el miércoles que viene. So the actual day is not the important part here. So as you can see, time markers are constantly being used in everyday conversations, especially because we are always telling stories to each other. And those stories require us to talk about specific times and moments when something is happening, has happened, or going to happen. But of course, there are some time markers that can refer to just more than one specific time. So for example, esta noche. So I just showed you that esta noche means in the present, could be used for the present. But I'm also going to show you how it can be used to talk about things in the past. So esta noche he comido demasiado. So I have eaten too much tonight. So esta noche is still the time marker, but because of the other words in the sentence, he comido, it is being used to refer to something that happened in the past of this same night, okay? Esta noche estoy comiendo demasiado. I am eating too much tonight. So you could see the difference just based on what we use after esta noche. So we have past, esta noche he comido demasiado. I have eaten too much tonight. And present, esta noche estoy comiendo demasiado. I am eating too much tonight. All right. And then we have another example of this happening here. It's a similar example. Siempre juego limpio, nunca hago trampa. I always play fair. I never cheat. Siempre he viajado en tren, nunca he viajado en avión. I have always traveled by train. I have never traveled by plane. So the first example was siempre and nunca, meaning always and never, but we use it in the present tense. In the second example, we use siempre and nunca in the past tense. And again, it's based on what are the other verbs or what tense or what time period are the verbs that follow these words being used. So in the first example, siempre juego, nunca hago. That's present. So we know that these two time markers are being referred to in the present right now. But in the second example, he viajado, he viajado. So we know that that's more talking about the past. I have traveled. Then we add siempre and nunca. I have always traveled. I have never traveled. So again, context is very important for the time markers. You can't just look at them and figure out, if they're past, present, or future. Some of them you can, like hoy, today, but even then it can be tricky because you can also use those for the past. So it's always about the context. What are the words surrounding these time markers? So remember that when you are going to use the time markers, know that some of them can be used for the past or the present. It's just based on the context around them. So really quick, let's recap some of the important time markers that we covered today. Esta mañana, ya, todavía, cuando era joven, siempre, cada vez que, anoche, el sábado por la noche, but you could change the day. You could put el domingo, el lunes, whatever. The day's not important there. De repente, la semana pasada, antes de, hoy, ahora mismo, esta semana, el año próximo, mañana, el viernes que viene, esta noche, siempre, nunca. So I hope these time markers really help you out. They should help you. I always get a lot of questions from people asking about sentence structure, and time markers are very, very important for sentence structure, for putting together sentences properly in Spanish. So definitely practice using these. What I want you to do is I want you to write maybe tell a story about something you did yesterday or today or something that you're going to do tomorrow. But tell a story, write down like maybe a paragraph, 5 sentences using some of these time markers, and then rehearse that story. Record yourself rehearsing that story. And then the next time you listen to a piece of content in Spanish, I want you to take note. Maybe if you have the text, what I want you to do is highlight all the time markers of that text. So you can be aware of those time markers and see how the speaker in that piece of content used them. And by doing this, by being aware of this, it's going to help you know when to use them and know how to use them. So that's very important. Again, watching my videos is great and I thank you for it, but you have to go out there and you have to put in the work. You have to listen to Spanish. You have to try to engage in Spanish as much as possible if you really want to become fluent, if you really want to start speaking Spanish. So, if you found this video helpful and you are serious about Spanish, you are serious about taking your Spanish to the next level, I highly recommend that you scroll down, click The first link that's pinned in the comments, it's speakspanishfaster.com/YouTube. And that'll take you to my free training guide where I show you my 3 biggest secrets that'll help you learn to speak and comprehend Spanish faster. If you enjoyed the video, as always, please do me a big favor and hit the thumbs up for me. That'll tell me and tell YouTube that you liked it, and maybe they'll serve my videos to more people. Comment below. Let me know any other video topics you need. You guys have been doing a great job of leaving me video topics that you want to see in the comments, which helps me create more videos. So as you can probably tell, I've been much more frequent with the uploads. And it's because it's all thanks to you, because you have been asking or telling me what you want, what you need, and it makes it easier so I know I'm doing videos that help you. Last but not least, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Please turn on notifications so you never miss another video. Hasta la próxima vez. Notice I said la próxima vez. Next time. That's future time marker. La próxima vez. Until then, I'll see you.